go to all of them, but it's boring, bro. Like, it's never gonna get boring. But like, bro, what else is there? It's the same music. I'm not missing anything. It's music. There's cheeks. Like, there's gotta be more to life, man. I want to do more things, man. Fords, if I was like you, let me go with you. Like, Fords is the popular youth here. Like, he's got all the women and everything. I'm trying to be like you, man. I'm Ford's friend, everybody. Please make sure you smash the like, but I'm trying to be like you. Bring me to the right ones. Mikel Arteta said on our transfer window after we obviously won against Girona, we are really actively trying to improve and evolve the team. That's clear. We expect to have movements in the next few weeks. We want to get better like anybody else. We won't sit still, and we are very ambitious with what we're doing. Jay-Z doesn't own Rock Nation, DG. All right, well, he's got some sort of link there. I did see the CEO of Rock Nation arriving. All right, yeah, fair enough. I stand corrected, but he's got some link there. I did see the CEO of Rock Nation arriving at Heathrow today. Hopefully, that's to do with Vinicius Junior. But obviously, if he's the CEO of Rock Nation, there's probably some massive billion dollar company. He's the CEO. There's bare meetings and things to do, and there's bare arms. So it can't just be as white and black as, he's in London. That means Vinicius is signing for us. It was quite a simplistic view. Hope you're doing amazing, DG. Right back at you, Birani Rice. We'll hopefully get an Oni bomber for Bruno Guimaraes. I think we've got him, man. I'm not even stressed. Again, who am I? I ain't got no links to know what's going on, but I'm cool with it, man. The Vinicius thing, I know how it ends, but I do like the copium and hopium, and I hope simultaneously Berta is looking at some other targets. Lego Jay-Z saving football, my goal. We will look ridiculous if we don't get Bruno. Get it done, says Paul. Big up the Twitch gang, as Hamsick is saying there. Yeah, the kit does look familiar, innit? It does look familiar. And SLD, stop being a twat in the comments for once, mate. These rumors are just a joke. Rumors are one thing. I mean, yeah, we're getting back to football. We've had the World Cup, you know, Liverpool were 2 goals up yesterday and then bottled it against Leeds. There's plenty of talking points, but primarily this kind of intersection in August is focused around rumors. I just look at it as something to discuss with you lot. If we sign players, it's another thing, people. But I always take, I don't know the word, but I always take peace in the fact that, bro, man's not, I don't know, Berto, I don't know, I'm not working in the world of football, so whatever happens, happens. What shall be, man. Jay-Z owns Rock Nation. So somebody's right and somebody's wrong in this chat. I swear all these journals, apart from Ornstein and Romano, are talking nonsense. They were saying Bruno G medical today, now bid rejected. And it just shows you what's being reported and what's going on in the real world of football. Nobody knows. I do find it funny how like Ornstein or Romano or Hand of Arsenal, one of them will say something. And then all the other journalists, despite not commenting on it, now they all add their little personal twang. I understand it. The game's the game, innit? But as we always say, the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Until people are holding shirts and saying they grew up watching Thierry Henry and Bergkamp and etc. In Arsenal's case, it's all up for debate. Now, Vinicius apparently has returned in excellent condition after his medicals, results. Obviously, he's returned back to training with Real Madrid. Apparently, he had the longest break of any Real Madrid player with 4 weeks off. The club made this decision as he has played the most minutes of any Real Madrid player. He played 4,249 minutes out of a possible 5,040. So he played 84%. He played in 53 or 56 matches, starting 48. I mean, owing to Declan Rice, Saliba, Bukayo, the list goes on. You will be in great company with all of that, people. So, yeah. And he's been there 9 years or something like that now. I think the tweet said. Well, it's gone now. But either way, he's been there since an 18, 19-year-old. He's there at 26. He's fully back in training, people. Apparently, if Vinny Junior does not renew, Real Madrid would seek over 150 million euros from Arsenal. Is that too much? Is that too little? What are we looking at? He's got a year left on his deal. For me, that's about right. What's that? Anything from 130 to 145 odd quid. Again, when you look beneath the surface of the headlines of like David Ornstein, oh my God, Arsenal in for Vinicius and we're excited. The only thing I take heed in that, if the contract negotiations with Real Madrid don't work, then everybody at Arsenal, allegedly, all the parties are on the same page. So for me, if you're on the same page, you know the financial outlay, both in terms of a transfer fee, you know, his wages, his bonuses, all the makeups of the contract. You are looking at 150 odd million quid. Don't know what knock-on effects that has for any other parts of the squad, but boy, it is what it is. Don't know who Waters him is, but if Arsenal complete their move for Vinicius, it'd be very hard to acquire Julian Alvarez. It's nice to dream about those players, but essentially we're chasing Vinicius, where it appears him and Real Madrid want to sign a renewal. Obviously, we can take advantage of that if it goes left. Julian Alvarez, we're kind of waiting on Barcelona. It does have shades of Nico Williams and Rafinha, some before that. Nevertheless, Arsenal may include Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus in any deal with Atletico Madrid for their Argentina striker. I mean, Martinelli would get on like a house on fire at Atletico. I'm not going to lie, both of you could be used in this make-believe world. I'm more inclined to just put the money in Gabriel Jesus because I think it's easier to sell Martinelli than Gabriel Jesus, owing to what we know about the guy. Allegedly, Mikel Arteta has personally told Vinicius that Arsenal's project would be built around him. Arsenal's interest is real. Vinny Junior is the type of player I would love to coach, says Jose Mourinho. So I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that Real Madrid want to lose him and Jose Mourinho. Also, I don't think Vinny necessarily wants to go. Obviously, something's got to give. We hear rumors around the bonuses, the wages, the project. Something's got to give between these parties. So yeah, apparently the same journalist is saying, just in, Vinicius Junior has always maintained that his preference is to continue at Real Madrid. So that's where the optimism kind of dies. But at the same time, his preference, how many players are prepared to stay at one club and then they've been sold? He might prefer that, but if you can't come to a negotiation or better yet, an agreement, who knows, people. So this is what I'm saying. By all means, go for Julian Alvarez. But I want the worst case scenario where it's Julian Alvarez, go for Vinicius Junior. But I want the worst case scenario where, unfortunately, he failed to get Vinny. We've got a next left winger. Fair enough, he might not be Vinny level. We might not be waxing lyrical about him at the point of entry to this football club, but he might go on and do well. Real Madrid will not increase their latest contract offer for Vinicius Junior and are now open to the possibility of him leaving if no agreement has been reached. One of the Athletic journalists has said Arsenal have been working shrewdly and discreetly for months trying to convince Vinicius Junior. There's a key detail. Arsenal have spoken to his reps, explaining the project, but this goes beyond Andrea Berta. Arsenal is crazy about Vinicius. There's a certain optimism that it could go through. They're in a very good position if Vinny does not renew. Arsenal are willing to break both the salary cap and structures to make him a mega offer. The fact those around him are denying it and trying to downplay the Arsenal deal on the eve of new contract talks with Real Madrid seems quite significant to me. The personal terms I don't think would be a problem in any case if Vinicius does not renew with Real Madrid. So it's almost like you got to pick your poison. It's whatever you lot want to read, people. If you know, for me, you could be optimistic based on what we read so far. You could be pessimistic. You could be a bit whatever. It all depends on picking your poison. The same journalist has said Vinicius Junior is asking for a package of around, but not quite reaching 30 million euros net per season. That breaks down into several parts, including something completely unprecedented in Real Madrid history, a renewal bonus. This is going to be the key sticking point. It has long been from the start. While Vinicius is open to lowering his demands as long as the renewal bonus remains on the table, I see little chance of talks progressing. That's my opinion. He wants a historic contract, and they might be buoyed by the fact that they've got Kylian Mbappe, people. So yeah, make sure we're smashing the likes. What do we make of that? Rather bring Sterling back than Rashford. I'm not gonna cap. I'd rather bring Rashford than Sterling, innit? I'd rather be Rashford than Sterling. Just see the notice saying Bruno G has handed in the transfer request. Where is that? We'll circle back on that. People remind me of that. And we'll circle back on that. We're not missing a beat. Because it's from the Athletic doesn't mean it's not a Muppet journalist writing bullshit, my bro. Everybody's freestyling, man. Big up True Gunner. Knowing Arsenal, we will get everything agreed with Vinny to join and we will bid 45 million or something stupid. Even by our standards, we'll just be wasting Vinicius' time, fans' time, Real Madrid's time, and most importantly, our own. So I know we've done that before, but that's a bit extreme, man. Don't be surprised if we end up signing Rashford on deadline day. Then I'll tell you, you got to make it work. I can have my positives and negatives about Rashford. You got to make it work regardless. We got a title to defend. I don't dream about the champs, but there's been a year-in-year progress in Europe. And, you know, if life was white and black, we got to the final and lost. Maybe we could win. Regardless of what you do have or what you don't have, ideal transfer window, mad transfer window, we got a trophy that we need to retain, man. And they got to take it over our dead bodies. Ryan, appreciate you. Rashford is available for 40 million. It's not just 40 million. You're going to have to give him some fat wages. And if you're Rashford, you would be enticed by Arsenal. We're Premier League champions, London, bag of England boys there. You will get handsome wages. It's not worth it, man. We've already got uncertain players, bro, of various lengths. We don't necessarily know across a 10-game stretch what we're going to get from Noni Madueke, what we're going to get from Martinelli. And there's plenty more, but I'm never going to do that. So why add Rashford to it? Good luck with trying to sell him, Jerry, man. Like, man. I'm not believing anything until Duns are holding shirts and there's a video saying I've always wanted to play for Arsenal. I think that's a great way to do it. DG, what are the other spinning plates if these current rumors are a bust? Don't have a clue. This is why I keep saying Joe Blogs, the left winger. They have to have them. Don't have a clue. I wish I could pick up my phone and say, Berta, Arteta, what are we doing? Unfortunately, I can't. Here's some advice. Forget Vinny. Arteta ain't the guy. Arsenal ain't that club against Madrid. Less said that, man. Bit more optimistic than that. DG forgot. I think you mean forget about Vinny because we can't even sign Bruno. Tranquillo. Burr has been hijacked twice this summer already. He was brought in with a reputation of being closer. Pressure is on Andrea. People get hijacked all the time, man. 150 million euros. Are you kidding? I think you'd have to be looking to depart with something like that, man, if I'm honest. Bid sent and medical booked. If accepted, medical go through. I'm in an Arsenal state of mind. Big up DJ and everyone in here. Another day of waiting. We shall see. Thanks, DG, for keeping us straight on all these rumors. Appreciate you. DG Gabriel Martinelli is also handled by Rock Nation. Also, that kit has been rinsed and repeat forever, but I love it. I hear it. To be honest, I only listen to Ornstein. I hear it. It's literally the same kit Tierney scored against West Brom in the snow. I knew it looked familiar. Still going to get it though, man. Why not, man? We won the league, didn't we? I'd rather go for Noosa and sell Nelly. If we get Noosa, I wouldn't mind taking a punt because it's 50, 60 million euros. If it don't work, we should be able to flog that. If not, it is what it is. But I'd keep Nelly regardless. I can't lie. Even if you get Vinicius Junior, I think Nelly needs to stay. If you get Noosa, Nelly needs to stay. Next summer, him, Odegaard, Kai Havertz, I won't quite be as extreme to say you're playing for your futures, but with the wages, with the evolution of the squad, you could argue, I know Trossard took Martinelli's spot, but you could argue they're in Arteta's strongest lineup. Evolution waits for no one, innit? I don't like the idea of Osimhen to Spurs, but it's going to cost a lot of money, man. Go over there if you want. Smash the like button and DG might finally ease up on the tabs. Hey, so what are we going to go over? Nelly just got married. He ain't leaving. AJ, appreciate you. I'm confident we get Bruno. If Berger gets hijacked 3 times in one window, should we start to question him? Eddie beat Man City to Rice and you can't get your targets as champions. What's he been hijacked on? What's he been hijacked? Because I know it's fun and games to say, and I wanted Morgan Rogers, but you never got hijacked for Rogers. If I'm vexed about anything, it's us trying to be too smart with certain things. Like we were told, it came out in hindsight, end of May, June, Rogers could have been done for 180 to 100 odd billion. We tried to do the smart Arsenal thing, dragged it. The World Cup came. We all said, you know what? As much as we think, and we have seen transfers get done before the World Cup, we understand this World Cup full focus. We said, all right, cool. When the World Cup was on, obviously people were completing moves when the World Cup was going on. We still said, all right, it's cool. After the World Cup, then we got gazumped. We left the window open to things like you saw. It's a knock-on effect now. Elliot Anderson, 160 mil, this and that. Rogers has come in. Chelsea weren't playing games. They wanted the player. They put down offers that made sense. Naturally, Aston Villa. If I'm Aston Villa, whether I told Arsenal or not, 80 to 100 million. If I see the way the market's gone, I'm gonna go in the office. Hang about a bit. We might be able to squeeze a few more quid. And we were given the option to match it. We said no. Then you look at Jeremy Monga, another one. We're trying to be a bit too cute and clever. We didn't want to match whatever City did. That's not necessarily hijacking. There has been hijacks, but I wouldn't say it's hijack. So if I'm going to get onto Berta, it might be because we're, as much as I like your approach, and it has worked at times, sometimes we might have, you can't have one size fits all. You do lose out on players, man. I'm happy to keep Rashford. He strengthens our attack. To be fair, I wonder what Carrick's saying, because I wonder that hierarchy at Man United probably want to move him on. I don't know how long Rashford's got left on his deal. Carrick might want to use him, and you never know. A new manager, as you saw with Kobe Mainoo, it's never been quality. The quality's never been mistaken with Kobe Mainoo. But under Amorim, you forgot he was there. New lease of life under Carrick. And although he didn't play at the World Cup, he made the World Cup. So things can change. Oliver, appreciate you, as he says, like this stream. If Newcastle are only accepting 100 mil for Bruno G, the club should skip it. Nah, they ain't going to get that for him. DG knows he wants MBE Omri for 40 mil less than that. I actually want Rashford to go play abroad because I think the English press leave you alone. Nice to see you have a smile on your face. I think I'd love for him not to work out too much, but I'd love for it to work out for him at Man United because I like Rashford as a person. We all know what he's done off the field. And maybe Carrick could, but I just feel the Man United Rashford relationship is done now, isn't it? Like, you think of Rashford, you think of Man United. Like, you've been there for a number of years. I think you lot need to divorce, man, if I'm honest. Real have seen Barcelona win the league twice, and you think they'll let their Champions League player leave their talisman? Think about it, people. DG, if the season starts tomorrow and we don't have Saliba, Rice, and Saka, what's your starting 11? Fuck, first I'm going to have a bit of a tear for myself, but no Saliba, Rice, Saka. Raya, Gabriel, Mosquera, White, Nkapie, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Zubamendi. Got to be none. You know what? Zolis, go right wing for me for a sec, man. Trying to see something go. Nah, fight that. Max Dowman. I don't think he'll start Zolis first game of the season. So Martinelli, and then I'd go Gyökeres or Kai. So, flip a coin, man. Not spoken to you in time, bro. When we go to cinema, what? What the fuck? Nah, G, you got the wrong done, bro. You got the wrong done. You might one of the racist shoots. All black people look the same. Nah, G. It's not me. Arsenal is funny. Why you added a Champions League winning to the ads on clause? You got to get it how you can, people. Arsenal's opening bid for Bruno Guimaraes rejected by Newcastle. Someone remind me, because I swear somebody said something else with Bruno G. Keith Downey, the first thing I saw this morning, people, and I put out a YouTube short, Bruno Guimaraes left Brazil on Sunday as agreed with the club and is arriving to join the group today. As reported below, Newcastle are relaxed about the situation and happy that he's done everything asked. A follow-up then said, Arsenal's opening bid for Bruno G has been rejected by Newcastle. Arsenal now finally in direct talks with Newcastle over a deal for the captain. Guimaraes is in Spain and is traveling to report back for Newcastle's pre-season camp in La Manga today. Bro, I was confused, bro. You got the wrong G, bro. All-inclusive platform, but that guy mad. I have never spoken to you before. It's a gal thing over here. 50 likes, and there's over 300 of you tuned in. To the 50 people that have hit the like button, God bless you. If you haven't, please make sure you have people. Lewis Skelly, can't let him go to Man United. It'd be stupid. Apparently, Arsenal and Newcastle are in direct negotiations over the transfer of Bruno G. An offer in the region of 70 million to 80 may be enough to secure a deal, despite Newcastle initially insisting they want close to 100 mil for their captain. And I think, you know what, Eddie Howe going might have been a bit of a favour for us. We all love Luke Edwards, don't we? And his meltdown where Arsenal's concerned. Arsenal finally opened direct talks with Newcastle for Bruno G. Brazilian is due to arrive in La Manga later today. Then he's expected to repeat his desire to leave. This summer-long saga has been building to this moment. Now, unfortunately, Bruno, you got to go to Spain. And you know what? We might get you a direct flight over there to Dublin on Wednesday if we could get it done, people. He said, I would expect this to be resolved this week. Newcastle have got a month to find a replacement. Player is desperate to make the move to Arsenal. Just need to agree a fee. So it probably feels, even as much as I'm frustrated, and we've seen how this goes for Arsenal by our own standards, and I don't know no one, but it just feels like there's a few I's and a few T's to be crossed. It feels like the calm before the storm. It does feel like we're getting closer and closer. First bid has been rejected. Talks likely to continue. And you know what? They have to continue because we've actually lodged a bid now, going from verbal to official. After all the noise and false reports of direct talks, things are finally happening. Everything you've seen in the media in the last few weeks was building to this point. To be fair, though, there is a lot of ITKs from Newcastle that are saying it's done, and they were saying it's done a long time ago. Arsenal continues negotiating the purchase of Bruno G from Newcastle. The deal has not yet been finalized, but the athlete staff is optimistic that everything will be settled today. Has Romano offered any level of an update? So, yeah, it's been rejected. The Times are saying the same thing. We're definitely going to go over that report, people. Has Romano said anything? Fabrizio Romano. We've been linked with Ferran Torres. He could look like he's going somewhere else. I mean, one London club's confirmed the centre mid. Big up Jordan Henderson for Chelsea. You lot should start him every week. And even if you can't get Vinicius Junior, people, look, we know we're not getting Bacola, but Romano said, understand official club-to-club talks between Liverpool and PSG for Bradley Bacola have started. Liverpool indicated initial bid value over 100 million euros, still far from PSG's request, but talks are on. Bacola wants Liverpool as exclusively revealed since May. Fair enough. Newcastle turned down a new formal offer from Arsenal for Guimaraes as direct talks continue between the clubs. Negotiations remain advanced despite denials with add-ons under discussion. That's from Ben Jacobs. Bruno G has touched down in Spain on Monday morning on a pre-agreed travel plan with Newcastle. He was due for assessments this morning after his excursions with Brazil in the World Cup, but that might be overtaken by events. Further bids are expected from Arsenal after their first bid was rejected. The Bruno G deal is expected to be resolved this week. The Brazilian is desperate to join Arsenal. So now should we see exactly what the article is saying by Mark Douglas? Newcastle have rejected Arsenal's first bid for Bruno G after the two clubs opened direct talks for the Brazil international. The paper can reveal that the offer for Guimaraes fell significantly short of Newcastle's asking price, which is in excess of 80 million. Arsenal remain at the table, however, and it's anticipated that further bids will be made for the Newcastle captain, who is keen on the move to North London. So far, all negotiations have taken place between third parties, with Guimaraes' reps talking informally with Newcastle sources. Newcastle's Guimaraes touched down in Spain on Monday morning on a pre-agreed travel plan with Newcastle. The 28-year-old is due to report to the club's training base in La Manga. Sources have stressed that he has done everything asked of him. He was due for assessments this morning after obviously playing for Brazil at the World Cup, but that might be overtaken by events. While Guimaraes is keen on the move, there's been no repeat of the scenes last year when Alexander Isak effectively went on strike and refused to join up with Newcastle for their pre-season tour. But it appears increasingly likely Guimaraes will leave St. James's Park this summer, making him the third big-name departure after Tonali and Gordon. Newcastle have made 5 signings, but there's an internal acknowledgement that if Guimaraes leaves, they'll need to find someone who has the experience to support to support the work of the incoming coach. When Arsenal's interest emerged, Newcastle's message was that they would not welcome any bids for Guimaraes and no player will leave unless it's on their terms this summer. But there seems to be nuance to their approach and several factors may have been considered if they decide to sell him. Firstly, the departure of Eddie Howe, who resigned last week after saying he did not feel he could carry on, ruptures the key link between the Brazilian and the club. The new boss will overhaul the way they play and arrives with a clean sheet and perhaps less reliance on Guimaraes. Secondly, there is cold, hard economics at play. Guimaraes is approaching peak value and Newcastle are battling to rebuild their squad within the parameters of strict FFP rules. Any fee recruit for their captain will give them significant room to strengthen. It's understood the club are working on bringing in another midfielder who is likely to be a younger age profile. Porto's Victor Fohold, I can't say his name, but he looks quite decent. He's one player that Newcastle like, but there are other options being considered by their sporting director. So yeah, people, it is what it is. Loyal, bro. Keep talking that talk, my bro. Appreciate you, Jay, man. Appreciate you, my boy. DG, loved what I saw from Marley Salmon and Ibrahim. Hopefully they both can have solid loans, in brackets, Luton, Jack Wilshere, unless we can give them minutes in the FA/League Cup. Be difficult for both to break through because there's a lot of players in front of them, but Ibrahim's decent. And if Marley Salmon don't make it at this club, he does something wrong. And beyond the obvious, bro, I'd love for an organic defender because when defenders have come through at our club in recent years, it's been accidental. Gibbs weren't a left back. Lewis Kelly